What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about the return of Shipment, a secret unlock no one is talking about, and even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and let me know down below in the comments, did you guys take off work or school for the release of the mid-season updates this upcoming Wednesday here with Modern Warfare 2? Now, it was confirmed that the season itself does begin at 10 a.m. Pacific, and that's going to be the exact release of Shipment for multiplayer, but it's unclear if anything in regards to raids or other parts of Reloaded are going to drop at different times. I was speculating that maybe they'll get the ability to unlock the raid keys before the mid-season update actually goes live, maybe at some point tomorrow or early Wednesday morning when the preload ends up dropping. Could be when you have access to the daily challenge in multiplayer Spec Ops, the ability to get a raid key by placing top 20 in Warzone, or even the ability to go ahead and extract in DMZ with 30,000 in cash with the final extract helicopter. Maybe you can do one of those things ahead of time so that right when the mid-season begins, you can just hop right into the first episode of raids. And I also want to mention the possibility of what could be a Christmas roadmap or trailer that drops for the mid-season. I mean, we haven't gotten a trailer for the mid-season other than our first look at Adamgrad, and maybe that's the only trailer we end up getting for Season 1 Reloaded, which I'd be fine with. But looking at how Vanguard promoted the Christmas update for that game's first season, I'm just thinking, right, Modern Warfare 2 is the most successful Call of Duty to date. Why can't this game get, let's say, a Christmas roadmap or a special Reloaded roadmap, maybe even a bit of a gameplay trailer showcasing Shipment or some of the other holiday events coming to the mid-season itself? Wouldn't be shocked if that ends up happening, because we ended up getting a trailer and roadmap for Vanguard's Christmas update about a day before some of the festive activities began for that game. So it is possible that tomorrow on Tuesday or early Wednesday morning we can get more marketing for any of the festivities that are going to be added to Modern Warfare 2 Season 1 Reloaded. Now, something crazy that you guys probably missed is the fact that somebody out there actually completed the Ultra Mastery Challenge here in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Somebody by the name of Rand Hill, hope I said his name correct. He was an ultimate grinder, went ahead and finished all mastery challenges for every weapon in the game. This again goes beyond just getting Orion camo for all weapons, but then taking each weapon with Orion camo and getting thousands and thousands of kills to max out that weapon completely. You end up getting calling cards and I think even emblems for having done that on each weapon, and it's a grind that really shouldn't take anything under, what, a couple of months to do. It's a lot unless you play the game daily and don't have much else going on outside of the game. It's one of those grinds that realistically should almost last you the entire year, depending on how much playtime you put into the multiplayer. But somebody out there actually completed it and unfortunately didn't get anything. Now, what I am seeing reports of, though, I saw a picture posted by Buddy Perka on Twitter, is that you're supposed to get a charm for having completed all mastery challenges. Not sure why this person didn't get that, or maybe he did and I'm seeing some conflicting reports over on the internet, but as of right now, this seems to be the only reward you are going to get for having done everything with the mastery challenges. But don't forget, there of course was a mistake made in the progression blog post for Modern Warfare 2 shortly before the release of the game that showed us pictures of what looks like a mixing and matching feature for all the mastery camos, being able to combine gold and platinum, Orion and polyatomic. It looks like that feature isn't in the game. I doubt that it's scrapped, because clear as day HD images exist of this feature in action, but for some reason they made it into the blog post earlier than they should have, and they got removed within like an hour of the blog going live, and the images got switched to what the camos really are, right? The regular gold, platinum, polyatomic, Orion. So it looks like that's a feature that will probably make its way into the game, maybe with Season 2. Could even be a surprise update in January if there's an extra Reloaded type of content update for Season 1. Who knows when that feature is coming? I doubt it's scrapped, like I said, but I almost have a feeling that Infinity Ward didn't expect anybody out there to really complete all mastery challenges this quick. Maybe the feature itself with mixing and matching camos isn't ready for the game yet. It's just not live in the current update that we have, but maybe now that somebody has reached all unlocks for the mastery camos, then they'll probably hotfix that feature back in, or we'll just give the feature to him for right now. Who knows what they're going to end up doing with this, but I'm sure that feature will make its way into the game at some point soon. Now, it might hurt you that you only get a charm for getting the Ultra Mastery unlocked, but if you're feeling hurt, then go ahead and check out tonight's sponsor. Now, tonight's video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. When you're injured, you deserve compensation, and the size of your law firm definitely matters. Now, Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 800 lawyers and over 100 offices nationwide. The best part, though, is that Morgan & Morgan's fee is completely free unless they win your case. Over 3 million people already trust Morgan & Morgan, and getting started is easy. Now, just check out the link in this video's description or the pinned comment to learn more information. But thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring tonight's video. Now, earlier today, we also got a brand new blog post regarding the new version of Shipment coming in Season 1 Reloaded. This is map intel for the new version of this map. As I say, a little chaos is good for the soul, not to mention the beauty of XP gains on a tiny map like Shipment. In this iteration of the fan-favorite classic, the scene of battle moves to the high seas as Spec Guru and Cortec forces face off against others among stacked containers and crates filled with cash and illicit goods. No plan survives contact with the enemy, yet even on this compact field, there are tactics and strategies worth considering when fighting for that victory screen. Let's dive in and perfect the fundamentals. So we have nice new images of our new version of Shipment. I'm really excited for this version. It seems to be what's probably going to be the most different version of the map in comparison to every other version we've gotten in recent years, whether it's COD Mobile, whether it's MW19, World War II, the list goes on here. But the blog post does go in very extreme detail, so I'm not going to read too much since it'll probably bore you. But for those that want to read more about this, I have a link down below. They talk about the spawn points, they talk about both sides of the map, the maneuvers, the route planning, also the northern side. There is so much information here about how to navigate through Shipment. I guess for those out there that aren't familiar with this map's layout, if they're new to Call of Duty, because hey, there are some new players that maybe never played older CODs and aren't familiar with how Shipment is laid out. They also talk about some recruit tactics, watching my six. We have some veteran tactics for those that already know how to play the map, and some reminders about playing the objective, not just going for kills, because obviously what's going to happen on Shipment, everyone out there is going to be sweating out a lot of their camel challenges, because that's what Shoot the Ship is for, and that's what it was for in MW19. So we already have shootouts in the game, but Shipment's going to be icing on the cake for all camel grinders out there. Talk about bomb drones. We have some more prestige tactics as well. And what's really cool about this version of Shipment is that you actually can't jump onto the containers as you were able to in Vanguard and even MW19. Now, I feel like this is one of those secret changes that probably will go unnoticed until people actually play the map for themselves, unless people out there read this blog post or saw some tweets from Charlie Intel or other accounts out there that mentioned this change. It's probably one of those things that people are a bit confused about, since if you're a fan of MW19, you remember that you were able to jump onto the crates and play the map differently from the original version of Shipment we had in COD 4, MW Remastered, even World War II. Now, there's even some massive intel towards the bottom regarding how to play domination on the map, even S&D, some of the rotations for hardpoint, lots of information about how to play Shipment, which I'm sure you guys probably already know if you're a veteran to Call of Duty multiplayer. And then there are some top tips towards the bottom talking about go, 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 wedge in if you're desperate, long range works as well, being notorious but alive, or I do this for a living, not so safe and sound, scrap their intel, launchers still appreciated, get mad, and then do it all over again for maximum weapon XP grinding. So lots of good tips here. I mean, the images we got are gorgeous of this map, and I'm curious if it'll play that much differently than the version we had in MW19, considering you can't climb on top of crates and considering the map does take place at night. But see, I do feel like if every other season after Season 1 brings out brand new multiplayer maps and no remakes whatsoever, even if they're maps from Al-Mazrah, as long as they aren't remasters of maps like Shipment, Shoot House, or older MW 2009 maps, if they do that, then I feel like people out there will forgive the fact that Season 1 technically didn't add in any quote-unquote new locations. I mean, Al-Mazrah is a big one for Warzone 2 and DMZ, but for 6v6 multiplayer, I still think it's fair that they added in Shipment and Shoot House right away. I'm surprised they did it this soon, but might as well get these maps out the way right now so that for the rest of the year, hopefully, they focus on brand new experiences that we haven't seen in the game yet. Then, if we get a potential year 2 or some expansion that you have to pay for in 2023, that could be when they end up adding in 2009 MW2 classic maps that will also fit well in this game's ecosystem. Now, although we are going to get the patch notes for update 1.12, which is going to be the reloaded updates, I do want to mention that there are some changes that you guys probably didn't know about which are coming to the game, and some secrets that you probably also missed if you didn't follow the Trello board for multiplayer and even Warzone. So as of right now, global known issues. They're investigating crashes on PC, and we'll provide an update on that really soon. The bomb drone field upgrade has been disabled while you investigate an issue. Laser attachments in third-person POV are currently disabled while they work on a fix, and they're also investigating stability issues in private matches, including some dev error messages. So those are probably things that were secretly broken that you probably glanced over. Then for multiplayer, they're aware of an issue where changing attachments mid-kill cam could affect frame rates. They're also aware of multiple dev errors when attempting to boot into a private match, and also aware of issues with editing CDL loadouts in private matches and are investigating. There's also an issue where some players are experiencing a bug where suppressed weapons only have sound for the using player. There's also quite a few issues across Warzone 2 and even DMZ, so globally, crashing and stability reports, you can submit a PC crash to help us investigate, identify, and resolve game crashes. I'll have this link down below. Old GPU drivers. Players who have not updated their GPU drivers to the latest version should do so. The latest drivers drastically reduce crashes on PC. Then for all platforms, for the bomb drone, that field upgrade has also been disabled while they investigate an issue, so this affects both multiplayer and Warzone. And then operator execution executions in Warzone. They're investigating an issue that prevents players from equipping the default operator executions. And then also, play again has been disabled. The play again button after a match has been disabled while we investigate an issue. I didn't even know that was even in the game. I don't think I even saw a play again option for Warzone 2, but I guess it's been broken since November 16th, which is wild. And then for the BR specifically, Battle Raids and Dead Silence have been removed while they investigate a problem. They also disabled Equipment XP. They disabled XP earned for using the following items in BR: Flash Grenade, Stun Grenade, Stim, Shock Stick, Smoke Grenade, and even a Suppression Mine because of an XP farming glitch that was allowing players to max out certain weapons and go crazy with their rank. That's crazy. Also, Stuck Nuke. We're investigating an issue causing players to get stuck when attempting to activate the nuke. So that's something that not many people actually can go for. It's a very difficult task. And then Airstreak Killstreak. Investigating a problem where attempting to use the Airstreak Killstreak just as the player finishes reloading, the HUD will disappear. Gulag Respawn. They're investigating an issue causing squad members returning from the Gulag to respawn further away from one another than intended. I definitely experienced that countless times. And then for Most Wanted, we have disabled the Most Wanted contract until further notice while we investigate a problem, probably an XP farming glitch. And then lastly, Inconsistent AAR. Investigating an issue that is preventing the after action report from consistently appearing for players. This does not impact the XP gains from that match. But then lastly for DMZ, Radiation Blocker. Investigating an issue where using a radiation blocker and plating at the same time will disable the ability to interact throughout a match. And then for DMZ Heli Mission, there are objectives that require eliminating reinforcement helicopters that are not properly tracking progress. So definitely quite a few faction missions that need some problem solving, and I do think that most of those should be fixed before the devs go away on holiday break. But if they're not, gonna have to wait until after the new year for a hopeful resolution to a lot of the faction missions, because to my understanding, you can't even get White Lotus tier 5 yet. Nobody out there's actually beaten all the missions yet because you actually can't. Progression on a lot of those is bugged, sadly, but overall, there hasn't been much news about Season 1 Reloaded as of today, which is Monday when I'm recording this. But tomorrow I'm expecting the preload to probably go live for all platforms. Some things will likely leak out, which I'll cover respectfully, of course, and then whatever we are allowed to talk about, which drops early, I'll also make videos about that. That'll be live this Wednesday here on the channel with the launch of the mid-season, followed by dropping several videos covering everything there is that's going to be added to multiplayer Warzone and even DMZ. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on all the secret unlocks and changes that you guys probably didn't know about? How are you feeling about the return of Shipment and the content we're getting during the mid-season? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.